Kwaba biom ediba active morning show no so baby you do a active discussion ya twetwe nkomo afa Ghana ho baby bidie ye be kasa afa Ghana ho ene nseme ne ye hwe nseme de do so pa ye na wo twe wie ye twe mu na Global Music Festival president ekopiase a Ghana fo bi ekobo no anase ekohuru no na eho asem ebeye bebre nansia na asokwa MP adansia asokwa MP eye KT Hammond ono so ebe kasaye efa asasem we ho na asem oka ne say Ghana for na say emrante ne maba wa muru na nado no sebio omuni nyansa ena omoye sade no na ene na yebetwe ho koma no pe say aso dia youth ni ye no na eye efane kwan mu ana say asema MP eka ye no efane kwan mu na ebetwe ho komo ena no pe ewo show no so sanso na yebehwe eye IMF bailout Ghana yede ye hu area mu enche bia in fact IMF officials say wo kroma omone aban asha sese wodi nkita ho ana say wo twe nkomo afa eye IMF who are idea who ekwakurie mu no and finance minister address the media and on the same bebre etudwa watch say Ghana sisia no economy no eni bomodin tumpon but Professor John Gachiso abeka say economy na etumpon no say what they call what the training pass it name a think fakra your chum komo anope Ivan Kyei Innocent abeka mensa be say ekeka ko boswe ba ko ye sheda hu ni e wa haye ene de waba abetrase aye ne betwe komo Ivan good morning.
Good morning.
Na pom to say
oh nyame adom
you hu wache na oko share
oh me wa haya but sometimes na ja odo ho sie kakra so I decided to just
no over rest kakra okay it's more than so any discussion 0503236735 your number or the messages be fast so WhatsApp and not text message 0503236735 Facebook at Active TV Ghana at Active TV Ghana producer mama confirmation say you are on Facebook mama confirmation na me family phone na so me nko share sisi mama confirmation say you are live on Facebook at Active TV Ghana on Facebook YouTube at Active TV GH okay minti enchebia ye be call Facebook but bomodi answer be call ho na wa call like page no amayen at Active TV Ghana at Active TV Ghana na yetwe nkomo ene anopi producer so who president embra call Global Music Festival ye ko ru no wo ho no ubetuma bo wa me uya na ye fa KT Hammond de no ento aso okay yen ko tie KT Hammond de no embra
entro ma mu yesa eso yen ya ho brase kakra ya dan ya figurehead no penya obi kan this ya ka unu ano say executive presidency o ma ni nyina penya oda no na oba ye wan ka bibia enye political platform so kran po do oba ye anna wo kire say oh this ade aye be ni pedi nyina wa wi aso obi aba oh awe da mu yesa amrantie no maburu na mo aye yina no mo na da bia ye be ka kire mo nya abotre mo empenifo ni o man mu a da bia meka asamba na yesi ye kwakapa ye ya yesi ye kwakohu abrewa yanka se ye kohu mo no na muguo na muti aye yesi nkube na muguo no nyamo na yesi ye kohu mu yesi ye kwakohu abrewa no eye penin ya wanyina ya bibi wodi tiri ye kwakohu no mo so mpenifo wa kuro mu nyina na mo de their policies nti now president mani ya political importance bi aye ya anya political rally anya hwe na anya munya botre muhia na mo ye mo no ma na mummaye mumpenifo na ya say policy nti na so na di obi atem democracy na ba ozo obi ye bie na o tempenifo so ye anya possible say be jai man kwara no mo ho amai mo hunu ye na ma wa mo ntiase
Okay, into where in Sema Ekufuado, and I say KT Hammond Ekafa a year Mrante Mabawa Omku Ekufuado Ewo Independence Square na what we tremu. Ivan, first of all, what happened at the music the Ghana Global Music Festival was it necessary at all?
They did come and mention what here for. I think sir and yeah dear Tassi de be as a president beko function as say who say Mabunu yearness idea no. And answer now be your fair understanding of what happened, you begin to ask yourself, say, dear na koso. I don't know cause na a non-political activity. A youth of Ghana and Asia and like an entertainment show. So and yes, a political activity and as a political function will be called with a preconceived motive. So this is what I'm going to do. You understand? And I don't know whether say Nipane ya aware said the president was coming or not. But I heard president bar stage, you know, now youth, you know, simultaneously something that happened. It was spontaneous, and clearly you could see say a man for who president, you know. Certain anger being about man for and the reaction because you see, I heard the kind of promises and then near Marcos Okroma, and I heard the current state of this particular country at this particular point in time. Whenever you see the president now heard the promises I will make here, definitely you'll be disappointed. So it was a natural reaction from Ghanaians. I confirmed the level of disappointment, I can't the veil of hopelessness a center over your friends over this particular country. The fact that youth unemployment is skyrocketing, there is no definitive plan. Maybe these are the measures government put in place. And some of the opportunity and I say some creative avenues some creative for the youth. For instance, about your friend is saying the NAPCO initiative. People thought say it's one of the things a bit taking care of the situation. But few years after, and then NAPCO no have. I'm told say lady be friend and I catch them and said NAPCO no. Yes, I and the salary last year November, last month no mutiamano. Clearly after you see this year how many months in here, but I feel the year to year November 2021 we at the amano. So clearly that particular even policy no cry yes stop-gap measure no. The government couldn't sustain it. And then you flip it back to the economic arena, locally, domestically. No, just look at the CD dollar rate. So, oh, your business last year. That's a ukra, let's say 2 years ago, and that's about 2 years ago. Ukra $100,000. I would the quabon think of and near my ebediga. Winya more kanya she. Baby, a yaba bedroom, and you are likely to say about 30 to 40% of your capital and what lose you. All because of dollar CD, your friend say depreciation and air cost. The government is absolutely putting no measures in place to ensure say you bet me upset the balance na imbalance na economy na you know. Then at the international level, we have say all the credible rating agencies in the downgraded the economy of this particular country. The most credible your friend is a financial institution, rating institution anymore. We are say mekan the about team your Moody's, the about team your Fitch. The about team S&P. These are the credible rating agencies. So investor for about the CK about Ghana. Almost scorecard no more. These agencies in downgrading Ghana, telling us that the confidence in the Ghana's economy is shattered and broken. So I know the day you know. So investor didn't CK about they will look at the S&P rating, they will look at Fitch, they will look at the so no money is coming to the system. And again, you are running the economy now born out to the stand say capital marketer you access to Ghana by a middle income state. You know, you see all the monies and every Britain Wood institution like the IMF, World Bank na ever free no because now you lower middle income way no and but we do middle na you are self-sufficient like all the hokakra. So we had access to the capital market. We decided within a short period say you access your friends the capital market and you the your fee Kenophoria was just trotting or kobasa floaty bond within a short period of 4 years, you know. Now your floaty bond is sika about chrome her true bond don't quite over $11 billion. Am I in economy no? A man for who says sika na buy any intimate fanya she. Enti se Ghana si abonten so okobobo sia na sa ode ba be diga. Ana sa okope sika da ba be ye we ya. Oko floaty bond na obi ani ho ode sika be ye. And this we a youth. Now we have the economy of Ghana. Now, here's in the midst of this stormy situation, the president, his ministers, and people who are supposed to take care of the situation and ensure that at least are not doing anything. And on top of that, you have a large size of government, saying the number of people are setting occupy the various positions. We had a size of government, for instance, ministers, deputy ministers, and then as for the amount of money I had more. Then you go to the Flagstaff House, people who are there as presidential staffers, and as for in the midst of this stormy situation, what do you expect is at least certain measures is being taken at the executive level, mitigating the effect. At least government expenditure to a certain extent, but nothing is being done about the situation. What I say? So, the ordinary Ghanaian, the youth now, or way now, or the need to abide at least government will do something. Because my culture say yes, no government in the world. Kufuor by Mahama by when a buying beer in Hobaba, obeti be create job. Amagana ni beer in your beer. But kakana obeti no, you also lay a solid foundation for economic takeoff. And it's certain incentive, certain competitive edge via nipa free school, but at least take advantage. Certain initiative we have money panel that is what you do. But in the face of all the challenges going on, nothing is being done. The last time I came here and I told you, say, post-COVID era, the challenges are used for ELCOM, despite the various, your friend say, interventional programs are buying the buy. Biden, I'm making it, your friend say, policy say. Obi access student loan in the United States of America, below $10,000. Government is passing them a reproof. Now, this so in such an economy, so what program is what the salary now you have a free space to use that particular money or to realign it or channel it to other productive area. But the Ghana, festival, national president, the usual rhetoric, just harness in situation in Biaba, you just like the usual political narrative. You spend it, and in the end, nothing comes of it out of it. I have told you, the youth of today are different from the youth in 10 years ago. Those times, no information ain't available. But now, with the advent of this new media and this social media stuff, people are becoming very receptive to the information that is flowing from the other media. Yes, first now you depend on the traditional media, GBC, your friends saying. Other radio stations, they control the narrative, but now it is out of their control and the information available. So the average and the ordinary Ghanaian is now enlightened, socially active, politically conscious. What I say? And you know, but you know now be rattle, de blah 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 blah. Who says sabi? And sabra wokano and yansama so they will not take you serious. So what happened at the fanfare? Whether you think it was right or not, no, I think that isn't the issue, but it is a clear demonstration of the fact that the average Ghanaian lose trust and confidence in people who are manning the administration or who are manning this particular country. They have no trust in them. That is why it was a spontaneous reaction, and those who are reading other meanings to it say it was politically motivated. It was some kind of a machination.
Communication deputy communication director Edema MPP Owusu Bempah Eba out. In fact, we issue statement I think Monday or Tuesday. Eka say it was an orchestration by the NDC. NDC anyway. I retracted, said they have nothing to do with it, but then it is coming from the people, genuinely from the people.
I think that is quite infantile. Say what happened politically motivated and a certain machination being orchestrated by opposition parties in the form. And my culture said whatever happened then wasn't a political movement. It wasn't like a demonstration and maybe other activists that could say people knew say we are politically active, so sometimes some of the reaction and a bit but we are talking about individuals and music lovers and as for me say music concerts and as for I'm not interested in those things. I don't go there, you understand. So most of the people who went there, most of them are not even politically inclined. They went there purposely because musicians were coming. What I said. So it was a fanfare kind of something among for entertain you. So for Obi to say politically motivated, it's a way to skew the whole Neman AC, you know, just to skew the whole thing and give it a different interpretation. What I say? But because you see, what happened, you know, I saw it all over on various platforms, DW, Africa, BBC, and other way. I take a snapshot of it and it's trending. And you see, it's giving a very bad image to the government, especially at this time. The economic turbulence, I do level, Sebi, also I don't know, and you know, Makacha say we have spin doctors. In politics are evolved to a level where there are people we call spin doctors. What they do is to change the bad narrative to good narrative. So, Anna Kromano, your politics and you're narrowing out to the extent that whenever critical issues bearing crucial national interest, but now you're politicizing and NDC and MPP, then the whole thing loses the essence, and we just brush it aside. Oh, or kind of NDC for then they will brush it aside. But the reality is what is dawning on us, the economy is broken, the ordinary Ghanaian lose trust and confidence, and that there is the need for government to have self-introspection and begin to ask, why recently 2016, when people lost confidence in the NDC administration, people felt the NDC was not doing better, and Akufo-Addo was seen as an alternative. Akufo-Addo, Amanfonya hope and trust and confidence in him, jeering him, and he won the 2016 election, becoming president. Fast forward, why are people hooting at him? Why is it that if you go to various social media platforms, the president, Amanfo, man, that kind of recognition anymore? Go to the president, his own war. Abra President Akufo-Addo be post to a Facebook biya. Go down and see the kind of reaction coming. What I say? So it is this, what happened an isolated like incident that Echo see at the function. It is all over on social media. If you go even under the president post within the chat on social media, the same reaction you saw at the fair, no, it's been demonstrated right under his wall. So Nipa no manage the war, no our problem. All that they've been doing is deleting comments. Sometimes about no likes in the doors, and I say shares in the doors, but I don't have comments in our honor. Because a bad comment and people are deleting them because I just give them a very terrible image. What I say. So what happened? You know, for it is quite childish and infantile for anybody to sit somewhere and say it was politically motivated. And I say, Obi no orchestrated yet. It is time so better I say. I just self-introspection. I say, Akufo-Addo 2016, na Ghana for Gini to meso so. What happened? And then I see as I say, Ghana for ebo ehuru no on the stage. So at that point, you know, who say at least there is the need for us to do something. Because if we begin to read political meanings into everything, turning everything into NDC, MPP thing, at the end of the day, we will not move forward. Because so even a politicians, and I say a political active, and the people who are disappointed in the Akufo-Addo administration at this point in time, you know, go beyond the political blocks, and I say the partisan blocks. It's not just the NDC. I have a number of people, Ghanaians, living in the United States, living outside this particular country, who are not inclined to NDC, MPP politics, or they have in mind a sense of being, your friend saying, a Ghanaian. That is what, and they want to see Ghana being a better place that will offer opportunity and incentive to Obia. So when they look at what is happening in Ghana, they have lost confidence and trust in the economy. And I think that should be a major concern for policy makers and power wielders, office holders, to be very much concerned about the current situation and then begin to think about an alternative way of flipping the narrative. Say, at least something better will be done. But you limit the whole thing. We decide not to lift the discourse beyond the frontiers of partisan politics. Now, yes, a term beyond you be careful into partisan politics, and whatever happened, NDC, MPP, we would never move forward. It's the reason why people have started a lot of comments. They were sponsored, they were bashed to go. You see, you don't need to bash people to go and boo at Akufo-Addo. Social media is a larger platform, and I think if you go there, the kind of reaction, responses from Ghanaians so far as this whole administration is concerned, you don't need to bash people to go and boo. It's a fact that people have lost trust and confidence in Akufo-Addo as a person, his government, the kind of systems he put in place. Because, for instance, this is a person who told you that IMF is a no-go area. It's for lazy people who have lost, touch with whatever that they are doing. People who cannot calibrate their own government. When you design, say you have failed, that's when you go to IMF. And then this person is chasing and begging IMF to come and redeem them. So what does that tell you? Ono ankasa kwa lose trust and confidence in himself because he's going after something he has over the years bastardized, demonized. Wake can send bebre. Today he's begging them, sitting at the negotiation table with IMF. And that is what is going on. So I think that there are enough evidence abound to demonstrate the fact that Ghanaians lose confidence and trust in Akufo-Addo. And what happened there, no? I think that whether good or bad, no, that should serve as a wake-up call to him. Say, at this point, whether the numbers were enough, whatever, no, it's quite unusual for a president to take a stage and people will be booing our team. It's quite unusual. So it is up to him. Say, quite recently, I was the darling boy of Ghanaians. Ghanaians were jeering. Akufo-Addo was very popular in 2016 when he was coming.
2015, 2016.
Yes, exactly. People were, even ordinary Ghanaians gave him money to the extent that Oko Kumasia. Kaya yefo no, no one digital emphama no.
Even a car dealers association.
Exactly. Oko aboso kan. But ne aboso kan be yes president ko hosisi an here on bepam no. What happened? So it is the activity now brabo mo over the years, you know, and at the picture out there. So they need to sit up, just do self-introspection and begin to ask themselves, na call wrong. Because you see, Maka said, there is no perfect government anywhere in the world. But for you to listen and try to do something about the many challenges that are happening, you listen to the many concerns and whatever that people are expressing, you know, but they have decided to block their mind to the reality. They have created their own false sense of reality. So who sitting here, if you look at the political arena and the economic arena, you see there are a lot of challenges, myriad of problems that you expect power worlders at least to do something to salvage the situation. Because he has created a false sense of reality and he's living in that utopian world, you know, he doesn't see those challenges. So he thinks everything is cool. So today when the president takes the stage, you tell you that his ministers are performing, everything is cool. He'll go to BBC and defend, so in the face of all that has happened, everything is cool. But today we are begging IMF.
KT Hammond, I reacted to this statement. Not only him, Professor Ransford Jampo, Abekasa Afa, this, if Asema is here, or no, say, what happened should be a wake-up call to the government. Exactly. But then he also advised the youth, say, sometimes when it gets to the international stage like this, we should tone down a little bit. Which on social media, a lot of people try to side with him because now, Uchaha. But KT Hammond, I mean, calling the youth as having a coconut head, did he go far?
I think it's quite unfortunate. And let me first react to Jampo's comment. I think that Jampo, you know, you see at the diplomatic circles, and at least we will agree that it's not nice at the stage internationally recognized the people who are the president, but he's also realized maybe a Ghana for you to know, they've had it to their neck.
Sure.
They have it to their neck. And if you look at the many challenges in their course and the fact that nothing is being done to salvage the situation, you need to side with the average and the ordinary Ghanaian already disappointed in government and say, nothing is being done, especially at this point. Maybe a general economy now shut here, break here, and you expect something, certain intervention. What is being done? Apart from chasing IMF for $3 billion.
U-Start is coming.
U-Start is coming. The initiative need to come by the ecosystem. Initiative nearby and I see creative job opportunities for among ecosystem. You see, and I'm just say you're only trying to sustain the narrative. Politics, you know, instead of being an action, you know, to them it's a fine act of spinning certain narrative at the time for argument. That is what they do. So some of these things may come one district, one factory, but if you go to the grounds, nothing is happening. What I say, and that is what they do. So he should side with the youth and say the level of despondency and the level of desperation in the system, you know, and they motivated the youth to react the way they did. And a fun why it doesn't matter the stage. What I say. So that is it. And back to KT Hammond. I think say you can say be a leader, and I say when you hold a sensitive position like being a member of parliament, and then I say for no man, you are supposed to demonstrate civility, and at least okasa some decorum must be accommodated. Sabi among for who say, oh indeed, we are paying. But you get it to a level where panimfua you entrust a part of the estate to them, to their care. We've given them all that it takes to ensure that challenges are addressed, you know. Begin to talk like Sebi, it's a bit frustrating because we had a reaction na Ekona. Was you to know Afum? Because they booed at the president, which to me the reaction was to a certain extent is a bit justifiable relative to the kind of economic situation I get home. It is a youth to know now from Penny coming from that particular background. It is assumed that at least you are a bit enlightened, you are a bit civil as compared to youth now who say omutie coconut. So you are supposed to demonstrate certain sense of civility, just to tell them say that is not the way to react. But a Penny no banner talking in a reckless fashion, just like he did. To the extent that any Penny cast, I don't know if they know or no crown when I west. But I'm telling you, say, and he went ahead to say, Ghana or mine you to no kasa. Now, baby, we are saying, say, ye giant mine, they say you to no sa. They can't do anything, and they don't even know anything about administration. That's what I'm saying, say, we are still dealing with folks like analog leaders in a digital world. They are still stuck in that medieval stage. Mufri say, we are penina, that is enough for you to lead, and that is it. Whether you have wisdom, whether you have intellect, whether you have wit, whether you have what it takes to calibrate whatever the machinery be able minor yebiano. The fact that menina me wo me wo mitiswa quite in there, that is enough, and that is the kind of your friend is saying mentality that some of these people have. He's telling you, say, you to know, knew what it takes to fix this particular country, but go to the global arena where the world has evolved. Leadership, my culture say at this point, you know, it's an art, a fine art. That as time goes on, no, you can make it better, infuse a lot of ingenuity and other stuff. So countries have gone to the extent of bringing in a lot of youth to man various administration. Go to the world stage, you find people who are 35 years as president, you find 29 as president, you find 32. Go to countries, big countries like Australia and other places. Sensitive position are being entrusted to the care of young folks, because you see, at that age, you know, you are able to do a lot of things. Take risk, take decisions, you are able to do a lot of things. So I think that being young, and as being a younger person, you know, and yet disincentive so as far as government and administration is concerned. But it's unfortunate say yeah, part of the world, you know, and I Nick say so these are primitive standards we've set for the society. But when you talk about leadership, it has absolutely nothing to do with who has money or who has many houses and stuff. It is about having the mind. The last time I was telling you about this young guy, I'll be a US president, I'm friend say Obama. Ade Obama, they wore Americans a fine speech and how he was able to express himself. I'm not say, there is something in this guy. People were not asking about the many houses at our Miami or many properties at Hawaii. It is about the depth of his intellect, the knowledge, and the fact that he will be able to profess alternative that will be able to address the many challenges America is facing. Macron is a young guy. These are things that you look out for. But we live in an environment that we are still consumed by primitive sentiments, and we think that ansana obi yade to me better and just a when you know about deciding and so forth. But we've forgotten about the many challenges that even come with old age. We do old age. Those of us, I told you, I specialized in mental health. The Friday be senile dementia and a whole lot of challenges. There are some become delirious, some just like omulusu touch with the reality. And I think that is the point we are. The many old folks we have assembled to run this particular country, you know, many of them have lost touch with the reality. That is why sometimes problem no bar. The answer no mama addressing the challenges, you know, but when you're off bar, what I said. Problem now, but the ordinary person, even the kindergarten, no say I dear way there, and see and see and but penina when you they did to me and Shannon. The way a manner he's talking, you know, what's here now with your master when they will begin to ask yourself, I cry like casa and penny, but will come near penina sabi when you know who the sensitive position. So I don't now community into the kind of frustration you see in the youth or more casa the way people are talking, because I'm telling you. Politics in Accra 2000, politics in Accra 2004, politics in Accra even 2020 It's different today. Those days, you know, the narrative was reserved for few guys in the traditional media and certain individual self-acclaimed political activists and whatever, because of the obedience in radio. So they try to control the narrative in the way that will look good for whichever government that is in power. If it is NDC, you better come NDC for any other say yes, yeah, you mama, MPP, yeah, na kama, yeah, you mama. So behind the scenes, they go for their cut. But the new media has ballooned the platform. The interface is large. That is why if you go to various social media platforms, there are people putting up various platforms, trying to whichever way, whether you think they are doing right or wrong. You know? It's a form of enlightenment because I think what is key at this point is being able to enlighten majority of our folk. Because it's one of the reasons I don't because of lack of information. I don't want to talk about illiteracy because where we are is a challenge. And say to me, people and people become enlightened. I think the many challenges you face in this in the MPP opposed to us, we'll be able to address them because I keep telling people that if you go to the United States of America, they have 2 political parties, UK 2 political parties, and there are other larger economies. All they know is 2 major political parties, but because they have enlightened civil minds out there who will subject power wielders to critical and intellectual scrutiny. At the end of the day, so what stand for power? You may be say we are kindly and as we are tenny and as we are votany. They will look at what you have, what you can offer. So you do that particular stage now. So people will not look at the fact that you account for and they will look at him, his policies, his measures, some of the initiative or the other. Now say minor. That will be the only thing that will inform our political choices. You do that level, I'm telling you, sir, the system will reset by itself. System will never click it to its default position. That is why I prioritize political education and political enlightenment over any other considerations. Young political party, young saying as a phenomenon. Ghana solution, and young political party as a more. It is about enlightening the people because so political party now for Jesus by the president. He's coming to rule the same folk. The mentality, the psyche is sick. So why don't you try to recalibrate or reset the psyche? Not Ghana even conscious and obvious. Then they approach politics from a very rational perspective. It is no emotions attached, no partisan affinity and affiliation, no your friends say tribal and ethnocentric your friends say centric affinity, some kind of consideration be but pure policies, initiative, then our offer, then the baby, see you do that stage, you will get to where we are. But we continue to rely on folks like KT Hammond and Asafo who have outlived their usefulness within this political space, but they are there because they are clutching onto the straws of NDC MPP. They are popular within the party. Going forward, and I think let us begin to arm people who have what it takes to lead, not because any panel. Not because any partner is saying. Just look out for certain qualities in an individual. Now, army or more able to stage. It doesn't matter where the person belongs to across the your friends say across the political divide or the kind of ideological you will be any panel will be no. See, you put competent people at various positions. Trust me, you better get a result. That is what we need to do so that we will move over and I say beyond characters like. KT Hammond and as a former outlive or more usefulness. I'm not sure it is important to waste time on them because you know when it came to the dress shape, and as when you're on a content committee and in so I think that those people you need to ignore them.
Okay, yeah, sure. What happened there? No, couldn't the president have seen say maybe a milky and as a state protocol, national security, and man pick intelligence, maybe a president.
That's Margaret Miller. Clever.
Kind of something. Say your plan to say you could be president because it wasn't a political movement. I didn't say anybody. So the national security couldn't have picked any intelligence. So those who have started bashing the national security, then as a people didn't go there with a preconceived motive. Say you could president. A lot of I'm told that many of them didn't even know say the president no quite about. What I say. So it wasn't anything that would be a plan to say you could. Because your plan is who president. That is when you gather intelligence. What I say? But it is something that was spontaneous, that evolved out of the crowd, just like that. So there was no way the national security, so more photo national security said there, no. Obian planet, when the president took the stage, and they look at him and they look at the many promises, he admits nothing but failure. He became a poster boy of a failed state. And when you see, he admit frustration, he admit hopelessness, he admit like anger. And that is what translated into the action among 4 years on. So I think that the most crucial and the most intelligent thing to do at this particular point in time for people, the bootlickers and the sycophants who always want to sing praises to the president, to sit him down and tell him, Olumai, but we are doing the ground soon in you. Ghanaians are really angry. And the reaction, should be a wake-up call. Say at least we need to move beyond partisan politics and partisan justification and try to at least address the many challenges. We live in a country at this point, your destiny in IMF and so President Kasa, IMF program no. Finance Minister Kasa, IMF program no. Parliamentarians no opportunity, IMF program no. If you go to the public space, Ghana for the young you understand the IMF no. So how can the entire estate be left at the mercy of a financial of a Bretton Woods institution? And ask yourself, this is our 17th time to say IMF no SCVUA. And then get 17th time. So at this time, Obia Bamabu hoping says something will be done. No, you're hoping your IMF. And IMF in the touch you're saying 3 billion.
No, 11 billion.
Yeah, 11 billion national. COVID-19 by Sika Bao Chroma, the Biamekayana and Pessimist. So IMF Nankasa Emma $1 billion as a special drawing for being a member of the fund. And challenges are bar as a way to help countries to mitigate the challenges. I'm giving you special drawings, 1 billion. Me say there are some countries that are entitled and be seen because they have other priorities. Yeah, they never told man for that $1 billion. Okoyi yana no sanko bob was another $1 billion from the same IMF through rapid credit facility. You remember? Said 2 billion. 2 billion. World Bank country director saw my saying $930 million. And he said in the history of World Bank, no single financial year must such huge sum of money to any country, to this particular country before. So these are monies which came this outside the end of the year. What are the policies and measures, the initiative of government here? Investment ben akufa buy yes, investing. The free SHS that became the poster program on the table. Look at the current state, the challenges going on, and even you didn't acquire to the amount of money by in a state, or the shame. What I say, and if you look at the many challenges that are evolving, because my culture is a policy, ya home and the buyer, your promises say the free SHS, but which I told you is a very nice policy, which we could have accommodated ourselves some time. Engage stakeholders, larger stakeholder engagement with critical stakeholders in education and other people, political opponents, whichever, just to strike certain consensus. They'll be able to weave the policy alternative as to how we can roll it out in a very comprehensive fashion. Yenya challenges. But President Baya Patapa or some media Macasa free teachers and one and Baba. Yamena who even a teacher for no crummy stakeholders would do no more money. You saw the complaints that they were complaining. Over Casani Naya transfer local kurase. So at some point they all kept quiet and then the free teachers was rolled. Omuro ya numbers increase and who says I said accommodation in the whole. And we are not able to serve we are not package so because dining why am so you begin to ask yourself, say, how do we get things done in a manner results when we begin to think we are thinking in a haphazard manner instead of saying near manner we are rather thinking in a haphazard manner. No, we are thinking in a haphazard manner. No, how will your actions be? Actions, action will be far reaching and far more consequential about damning effect on all aspects, and that is what we do.
Sure.
So, Babi, I wanted there. I have challenges. You don't blame anybody. They need to accept the fact that Ghana for lose trust and confidence in Akufo-Addo and his government and some of it's a vote of no confidence in his administration.
Sure.
And as all Cotanasi, then the Pano Muchan Hushia or more cancer made that children. No, this is the time a young wife crooning in Chama. I can't say, a could die at 9 home. and I the bia te bandage at the faso. Enti uhu a uhu kuro no look nice, but beneath the bandage, you know, there is a wound. And that is what we need to do. So I think it's a wake up call for them to at least do things right.
Okay. What do message 0503-236-735 0503-236-735 na yentwetwe enkomo ene anopi ewo show no so bomodian say what do message be 0503-236-735 message ni bi aba mekan wo show no so na kai say we are live on Facebook too at Active TV Ghana and YouTube at Active TV GH. You can also follow us on TikTok at Active TV GH, on Instagram at Active TV Official, and then on Twitter is also Active TV GH. Nani entertain in komo www.myactiveonline.com so bora stories are akoso na watch mu nyina enne ndradie in fact nyina a comprehensive report nyina ewo ho it bomodia say obedi echi ewo say social media handles nyina mabo Ivan ewa ha ye twen komo afa nsem akoso na watch mu Ghana ha na ye hwe akaka maybe phone lines no enter bia in the next let's say in the next 5 to 7 minutes maybe phone lines na you know what actually come and anopi show so my call back to Ivan na me be say Monday no and IMF officials be do chrome ha and Minister of Finance a press conference na asema back one waka say they are going to make sure say the IMF no deal no is fast tracked so that we can have let's have a quick bite on that.
I think that is a joke of a statement coming from a finance minister who has run this particular country down. He has run this particular economy to the ditch, and he has no moral justification to be talking the way he's talking. IMF program, no? Yes, it is at his own interest to speed up negotiation because the economy at this stage is rather deteriorating, it's rotten. So it is in his interest to do something at least to just to manage the situation.
Okay, is it because Fitch as I'm downgrading from CCC to CC?
Yes, because me say the economy is deteriorating. Aside of that, then I feel the pansam. So quickening the IMF intervention, you know, coming to save him, not us. And he said, "Yeah, Abana Sabaya Ghana for Humbertono." I think that is that. I never catch us that these people have lost touch with the reality. 3 million at least. Yenya, me say at least. I say when me say kind of negotiation no crunch. I say yenya $3 billion. Look at the current state of Ghana's economy, and go back and ask yourself the amount of money about Krum has saying. The sika ya bobosia, the many state assets I see a kamaje bosia. The capital market assets access to sika ya kwa jaba Kruma COVID-19 inflows and then as a form. Now, in the face of all this amount of money about Krum Haninano, Ghana ni huang tono. Now, the economy no you are running into the ditch, and the economy is in the bunkers. And that this guy is telling you that $3 billion IMF being infused into the economy, no. The guy is disillusioned. He has lost touch with the reality. As a wujina ring ma o kontokwa. Na ya bow this na unhu de. O yo hono. Nti o chesa wo toto nsa basabasa. That is what he's doing. Why is obi why confused? Because I was expecting say all kasa no kobaka cho say IMF negotiation is going on. Yes, we are progressing in our discussion. But on our part as government, you know, these are the measures we are putting in place to ensure, say, on our part, you know, something will be done to breathe certain fresh air into the economy. Did you hear any of such this thing from him? Because they have no clue, they have no plan, they have absolutely no intervention to address the challenges we are facing. And that is how dangerous the situation is. Then back to the question, say, where the same guy on the fringes, or Mubisa say, Yamfa, a minor measure of Monsano. Occupy Ghana. demonstration okay can for yata ona no say matare ano do kwa boniti na otentiam no. This is the guy who has come to run this particular economy into the bunkers. And I look at him upon all the money, and let me tell you something. In the history of this particular country, from Nkrumah time to Mahama time to Hwan to Akufo-Addo time Ghana and Saka Sika efe ni sika abanya ni Saka Sika efe ni dwete kudi in large amount aya Akufo-Addo government. Ono what demonstrating nothing but a reckless incompetence to the extent say we are running the economy to the ditch. Dollar we find 3 cities and there 10 cities and over.
But say Russia-Ukraine war, COVID-19.
That's what I'm telling you. So that justification is just a manufactured nonsense certain individuals have put together just to justify what is going on. It's just a manufactured nonsense. Because how do you justify this Ukraine-Russia war? Why are our neighbors not suffering the same pinch? Go to Cote d'Ivoire. The economy is not doing better, but Ghana is worse off. Go to Nigeria, it's worse off. And even if you want to use the economic statistics and the indicators to do all your analysis, go to Cote d'Ivoire and ask them, so what is their inflation number? Go there and ask them. Go to Nigeria, go to Togo, go. Oh, the sub-region, inflation numbers now, you will be any. Your dollar, your CD was quite recently, your friends said, rated the worst performing currency. The economy has been rated junk. So how do you say the Ukraine-Russia war? And I'm asking you a question. And to the journalists who sit on radio and re-echoing or reinstating government assertion, which I have told you say it's nothing but a manufactured nonsense. Say a Ukraine-Russia war, and say Ghana you shared trade in terms of whatever with Ukraine and Russia is saying. And then they free Ukraine and Russia back. And the Russian embassy got angry and they issued statement through their Twitter page telling us say even you saw the list.
Yeah.
And I told you the countries no money omo Drakasia na your countries omo North Africa, Egypt ni Morocco ni nuanom omo na omo no mu di Drakasia. Edwaban na Ghana ne Russia ne Ukraine edi an ntino omo kontokwa even countries na border Russia and Ukraine at the Eastern European corridors hono omo they are not complaining. Even Russia na Ukraine na ye kuni nipa no is not even complaining. How much more a distant country heaping all that has happened on COVID-19. But we wouldn't fear the size of government at the time Ghana was trekking on the economic precipice, likely to ever fall into perdition. You know, our president was using a hard-won currency, hiring jet, or the general in the he never listened. He still moves around with a convoy, a large number of cars with a konyesikam no the nam. V8 ya fuele a konyesimti eneno Akufo-Addo ana 2016 ona medwam na ma edi banku edi apesie e wo dwam Keneshi market e to spa na benches to spa na ene onama ya fuele V8 ena ya fence akonwa dam because babi e wadu no o free nipa level mu ya say water don't find it level nti onama akonwa ordinary person tena so ntena so bi nti onama akonwa di nachi tisese bi o hena wo kwa dwabo. That is what he's doing. And upon all the criticisms on social media, upon the many reactions, Ghanaians, I feel is so disrespectful, especially at this time the economy is broken. He's unperturbed. He's not listening to anybody. What I say, and that is the crux of the situation. Banking sector cleaning up now. Yeah, now when we have other alternative, he could have done something. He decided out of political vindictiveness and political vendetta. He decided to crash banks, and at the end of the day, created unemployment. 57,000 people lost their job. And the banking sector, and bank and banking sector clean up, and the banks are very robust and resilient. Why is Fitch downgrading our banks? None of your banks, more credit worthiness is junk as well, because the credible rating agencies, aside from rating Ghana economy junk, they have downgraded all the banks because they are not credit worthy. So what is the essence of spending a fortune of about $25 billion, 25 billion Ghana cedis? Say the air wreck the ship, the air wreck sinking banks, when we could have done the other thing. A lot of wisdom was spoken to these guys, but you see, as reckless as they have always been, they never listen to anybody. Kenyans assembly chiro we NDC ni. Kenyans assembly chiro we politics. Kenyans assembly chiro we anti-government. Kenyans assembly chiro na uko school wa hefa. school but they are not demonstrating wisdom, they are not demonstrating wit, they are not your friend is saying coming out with coherent policies and gender and gender hope every brief certain life into the economy and ship so Ukraine-Russia war is no a justification but rather a manufactured nonsense that is being spent by your friend is saying sponsors of governments just to cover their shame. That is what they are doing because our promises are making Okruma but we are in Cambium. And now a poster boy for IT. He doesn't talk about the economy again. But now CD dollar now so arrested Kinama IGP, you know. And dollar no move na chiba umiasha them. Because the dollar is all over. All the news you see the dollar. All publications you see the dollar. If you go out there on the street and people are having conversation, they talk about the dollar. At the international arena, when people are talking about Ghana, they talk about the dollar. But Baumia, nobody talks about Baumia. So dollar no nachi Baumia locking with them and a dollar na p and a dollar non. So shameful and so shameless. Especially if you go back 2016 and the many tweets he was putting out there, your friend said the government was reckless, John Mahama was incompetent. The previous government was insensitive to the plight of Ghanaians. Deben, he had solid economic plan to revitalize the economy, putting up lectures and then as for the practical wisdom and the practical sense to translate those things into tangibles to ensure that the economy will stand on its feet. You know, he never had them, nothing but political narrative. So I think these people have reduced governance into like a joke. So people don't take governance serious again. That is why Ghana youth any trust in the institution called government. They have no, and you see, I didn't spread their go beyond even people in government. And what's your one thing? Ghana need politicians to move more because of things that these guys are doing. What I say? There are people who even advocate in this and yes, people prefer. I listened to somebody who is a pensioner. He has been around for several years. He said, during the colonial days, he was in Ghana. Yes, now but the economic situation then was far better than what it is today. And I am telling people that the event that precipitated what Rollins and his other people did then, the various military juncture nearby, the circumstances in the situation that lead to those things, they are worse off today.
Sure.
But just say, we are a bit civil, but we all come to appreciate that democracy is our best belt, and there is no need to stoke fire. That is why we are accommodating these guys because but we have decided to use democratic instrument and also using instrument provided in the constitution by using demonstration and protestations and having a voice like this in the media to advocate need for change. And I think that is what we are continuing to do. My culture said what we are doing, we are not motivated by malice. We are not on the pay card of anybody. We are not being sponsored by anybody. We are only trying to provoke a certain sense of nationalism and some kind of heritage, pride in the average Ghanaian. Say love for Ghana must transcend over love for party and love and partisan affinity and affiliation, and whoever you think is in power doing anything at any point in time. If their activities, actions, and inactions are threatening to wreck this particular country, we must stop them at all costs. And that's exactly what we are doing by trying to make people aware of current happenings in Ghana. And I think the time will come. Okay,
maybe your phone lines, now also the waging chair about 0245-954-615. 0245-954-615. Na fa o message ebra na yencheche inkomo ene anopi. Would message be fa 0503-236-735. 0503-236-735. Now afre e was 0245-954-615. 0245-954-615. Number no ena eda u screen. No so mamen kai messages bi aba ene anopi. Sadinam Kwesi Agbovo, if you are an old person and you continue to misbehave, do we have to be clapping for you before you come back to your sense? That is a question Sadinam Kwesi Agbovo is asking. Ni ama can fat or say he's disgracing us, but he's disgracing us bad men. I cannot add the word. I cannot read the word that you added to it. Augustine Jana, ewo eyetema or say, is it not this old man who insulted Ghanaians that they will build new chamber for parliament irrespective of economic hardship? At the time, students were sitting under trees to study. Is he one of the Abrewa he is referring to? Age has nothing to do with wisdom. Respect yourself and people will respect you. I wonder why people like him got to parliament. David Ofori Aye, ewo eye oyibi or say Honorable KT Hammond, Nanado's administration has completely deflated any belief in that Abrewa. At his age, Ghanaians expected a selfless, committed, honest, and dedicated leader who believed in Ghana. The president has served the youth with a hot dish of disappointment and hopelessness. What he witnessed was the objective reality of how the youth and the rest of the people feel. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Jenny, my poem to say.
Yami Adam, so for Mami Ruth, now also want to say.
Yanko Pando, me hoye pa.
Okay, Pacho Amintio.
What do you say? Say, your former president, Rollins City, can you rebel pa?
I didn't know Okasa.
How old was he when he took over the government? But what you say? As young as he was, people were old enough and they were supporting him. When he was getting old, then things went bad. Meaning, also, every bedroom youth, also we have more youth than old people in this country.
Sure.
Almost the two about, old people, no more baby almost room. It is a start to say, who did you matter? Hello?
Pacho Amintio.
Who start to say, who did you matter? Now, so about one, a baby, more old people, no better baby almost room. There are so many unanswerable questions, Koso. Me pacho what you say. Yes, we party politics na ye no. Pacho what you say. Na assembly bar instead of say di yam shishia be say debi ade we no. Nkola no mo buofu nti no mo yes ade we. I condemn where they did the thing. Me condemn pa enye because now they were foreign dignitaries a work on more. But what they did, even they are not even angry enough. I'm always saying that youth they are not angry enough. And yes, Anka Esla on share about say or betray a SIM card more. Why people cannot feed a meal a day?
Okay.
So,
Yamin Chow, so Mami Ruth, say also friend, also bet my friend 0245-954-615, 0245-954-615. Mami kind messages nibi. Idrisu Abudu, but even he, KT Hammond, what wisdom has he ever exhibited that shows that he's a grown-up person? All his thoughts and actions are that of a toddler. When he, KT Hammond, as a deputy energy minister and Nana Akufo-Addo as an attorney general, sent our drill ship to the international market, how did he dispose it? Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, boss.
Me pache for sen na frefi.
Pacho kata, utiminga.
Me pache for sen na frefi. Okay, with me engineer so John Kennedy Holu or say we don't give a damn of what he's spinning out. Get ready for more, Mr. Politicians. Thank you very much for your message. Samuel Ofosu Obobi or say
hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Me did John happier. You catch up to us at the
Okay, Mamintio, and I don't pay. John.
Also, me say na do ni bani ni dirimu na no. Omo tumi nka kire papa say on resign na. Dia ko su de mata enye ye bre okro no enye. Master na no.
Okay, Master John, say our friend, also bet my friend 0245-954-615, 0245-954-615. Michael Ewo Eye Amasaman also yes, we are all stupid. That is why we voted for all the sensible gang to lead us. Thank you for reminding us how stupid we are. I wonder if the NDC asked the people to boo the president. The country bore Charlie. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Ambo.
Me pache for saying if I'm free.
maybe in the Ramsey, because I'm free. East Legon Hills factor.
Okay, me pacho, no minti o nama wone so kakra mame. Hello, minti o. Me pacho, ma o the volume on your TV set na enko form. Ma the volume on your TV set na enko form.
Pacho, who you okay?
Abre kasa, nama wone so kakra mame.
Okay, but that's you me chia money mo chia ti. Okay. The course ewo afọ do ba bi oko aja onya no fompo. And what I intend to do in Kameme about.
Okay, I think producer will be in a few man so on to me so and kasa mame Danny Mensa McCoy or say as for KT Hammond three so apa wate in Semunu Arakwa John Mills stood in front of KT Hammond, taught and marked his scripts and became president, yet he and Eslowusu member Abefa message way. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Me pacho, your first for Afrifi.
Pacho, your friend, opponent, Mississippi Jamestown.
Pacho, ma wonde so kakra mame. Why?
Jamestown.
Okay, pacho me meet you kasa.
Okay. You me person me bisa iPhone form of phone say. Omu ko break it with this performance. Are you going to break the air with this performance? Like seriously? Ready and couple. Who can tell when it TBI ya super two? Not to tell your mom why you know my basa. The mumu ya ni too much to teach. I'm going to wake up with oh. Ready and couple.
Okay.
Yes, sit down. After reaching hospital, forget me. Then come. I didn't come and use a man. So also keke.
Okay. Yeah, as I said, offer and then as a lines no share that name boy, but it's offer na why need to amaye. Metwa Mensa McCoy message so he and Eslowusu particular both his former students unjustifiably vilified and insulted former President Mills on radio. Was Mills not having blood running through his vessels? Your last words, I can't add them to it. Moses Mayonu Ewo Eye Dobro. Or say, as for this man, let me be passing because the least said about him, the better. Kolomodi Ewo Eye Achimota. Or say, look at frustration on his face. He is scared of the uprising, so it has turned into insults. We are the youth and we are awakening. Get ready for us. So the youth that you go for votes now have heads that look like Kube politicians. Respect is earned, Mr. Hammond. How does he expect to be taken seriously when he is giving this advice? Resorts to insulting the youth. Why should they oblige to you? Disappointing. You have made matters worse, just as the youth feel entitled to be heard. So do you feel entitled to demand respect? And that, say, is an illusion and will always remain so. Okay, let me read more of the messages. From Kablavi of Pokwase, Benghazi, NDC Syria callers are pleading with Mr. Samuel Ofosu Ampofo and Mr. Johnson Asedun Ketia, aka General Mosquito, to use their political chairmanship position to fight for the chairmanship position in such that it won't create any confusion between them and the NDC party as a whole. They are two great pillars in our party. We need them to win election 2024. Peace must exist among them, whether one will win or lose. And he continues to say that it is Ghanaians who are going to decide on the type of ID card that will be used to register for election 2024. Nobody has the power to decide for us. So the EC chair, in the person of Madam Jane Mensa, can't force us to use the Ghana card for the voters registration exercise because most Ghanaians don't have the Ghana card. Ghana is hot than hell. Nobody is exempted from Nanadu Baumia hardship, mismanagement, and reckless borrowing. Ghanaians are suffering. Drivers, passengers, market women, farmers are crying. Papa, may God save Ghana. Vote Moses Jr. Gilbert. She, SYI East Deputy Youth Organizer. Gilbert, National Errand Boy. Thank you for your message. Let me pick one more message here. Thank God for the life of Ivan. I have my channel on Active TV because of Ivan. Thank you very much for watching the show. Anopaway, whether no ending boy into network no causing to him back. Okay. Yes. Obia said message say looks like you're having problem with your Facebook. Oh yeah, thank you. Yes. Our technical guys are working on it. Mami Ivan quickly for the last words na yefa dwumadie embra newie. Ivan.
Yeah, ajadim. Ya kan kire Ghana for ne mpanimfo a ende omo ewo access to the political stage no. The rules of engagement so far as politics are concerned no. As it used to be like 10 years ago no, it's different from the stage we find ourselves in now.
Sure.
And respect is a virtue that we earn. And gray hair ain't enough warrant. Say manyini manimo funyeniti no respect me. It is only your deeds, your conviction, nema obeye, and then I ever make respect because at this stage, you know, people are looking up for something, expectation from the old age, you know. So when we have characters like KT Hammond and Esilauswa and Co, always when they take the stage, they display nothing but a hostile mix of arrogance and boundless ignorance. That's what they do. You will not expect the average and the ordinary Ghanaian to respect you back. Because the way he spoke, you know, it's a anya sa obehu nanim so on na eto na sa wote no radio so abadwen sa akra na ekasa. But obekom no epanyina wanyina watena parliament for several years. Then somebody was asking, say, how come these guys got into parliament? My country say those politics na ya aba no. And give recognition to wit, intellect or whatever. At your stage na ya bo NDC MPP nti wunamu ebeti ya basa wunamu wunim nyansa sabi. But enam sa wo sika na wo influence within a constituency no obetimi anamu aba parliament okwa na manko tenetenemu sa nothing changes. But the rules of engagement so far as politics is concerned has changed. The ordinary and the average Ghanaian are socially conscious, politically awakened, and they are becoming enlightened due to the new media. Enti sa we a leader o babo ntia be kasa esa wo dwene huhu wan kasa wo bisa ho sa asema be kan eyenyansa sem na me be kan na me kan what will be the reaction of the critical masses out there? How are they going to react? And sana wakasa, because at this stage when you are talking, people are not considering the fact that when I am president, when you know about yourself platform, when I am a Tusala and so forth, it is about through number. Homakacho say old age has absolutely nothing to do with wisdom because of a Bible na Matusala, yes, you ya eboroso. But nyansa sembie no her Bible ma ya link it to Matusala. Yes, we did verse 33. What I say? So age has absolutely nothing to do with your friends are wisdom. It is about what you can do. So more use age as a trump card, as an incentive for Mudia Hunaya or Kruman. And the youth are out there say you are respecting over the years. Politics and I share Monsano, nothing seemed to be working. The year who want to say politician in Yesika talk out to V8 near say Marco Gobuchire or Yaria. Then they go for medical care. When we have a crumbling medical infrastructure here. Hospitals are not working. Among 4 years school to etifie. Abano even job incentives go health and a bit so politics now be say an avenue for few misguided, twisted minds or multiple connive through political parties to capture political power. And when they get out there, then they save themselves. They go, another group will come save themselves and go. And then the average and the Ghanaian youth is enlightened, socially conscious, and they're looking at say politics now. Of what is it that is in my interest in the saying. Who is considering my interest? It is not about those your friend is saying unreasonable partisan affinity and media chin emotionally no me NDC emotionally we are there me MPP no mama me cry The game has changed. Politics, me say enya sorry, any the emotions are always it must be what you are getting, because the entire politics is about how I realign, reallocate the national resources. Now when the benya the na when so benya the, that is what you do. So at any point in time, if politics is never serving your interest, you have no business going out there throwing respect to people. Respect is earned. It's not something that we sell out there and you go and pick them. So KT Hammond and his likes must get this into their head. And that your friend said primitive way of thinking, say, Rantier in your politics and it's a reserve for the aged. No, that particular thing, no, it belongs to the Stone Age. You're consigning those things out there, and the stage is for those who have wit, who have intellect, and who will be able to take bold decisions to help us flip the page, especially. Abraham Kokrafo ya idea so mo say fortunately for them your president didn't fear say na advisor or didn't fear say your friend say Osafo has been around for decades ne some faso obi anya bi o meka kire say youth no bi esku amemfo ani nto aban so say aban be create adwuma ma he went to your friend say campaign aban adwuma and oko create job na odin na ma akwahye ho such person have moral justification to be walking around kromane from one nabo. You see that sense, you know, after awakening in your we will begin to see you as who you really are, not a package character now. You're the political stage. So they should go back to the thinking room and take that thinking cap. Leadership isn't about I'm a driver V8 and I'm a talker and I'm a sit down. It is about what you have to offer. Say be able to mitigate the challenges. And it's a wake up call to our traditional leaders and for anybody I'll hold position of influence. Me say being popular without power to influence change is useless. So any position of influence will be use it as an instrument to ensure say we are able to impact positively on the society, but not to use it as an avenue to rape and take your friend say advantage of the situation, just like we've been doing over the years. Nipa no benya tumia no aye ne hoye as I say makwa buchire na de bia then the majority and the masses continue living an impoverished world that nothing seemed to be coming their way. And none of the what was President who ye ever function as no to foreborn or mother man. Oh yes, because I'm telling you, Ajenim, if you understand the level of economic desperation, the damage that has been done to this particular country and its economy by Akufo-Addo and his cohort of family cabal no more yena. Me see the mother year to foreborn, and it is up to them to go to the room and think. And as all those sycophants no more trying to wish you more kind of buyer. This is about time I'm your mojuma, especially on more yeti or more castle into a buying for your council of state, huge sums of money at total car mobile and daily basis. Decisions every executive room no banner, and then they will begin to ask yourselves a council bank and the other man buying. That's a mutunu for us or on fire. Then what is the point staying your position and we are paying you? Is it the money that you're interested in? I think we need to demonstrate with wisdom, courage, and certain things. So respect and make us say, no, I want any free. But you sit somewhere and expect when you need to respect you. I'm saying, Sabia, the whole team that will not come. You need to demonstrate and live a life about draw natural that respect, you know, and to you.
Ivan Kyei Innocent, whether was an piece of Becca, yes, I should for Miss Meda was to say, Unya bre o jembre na oni entwetwe nkomo ene anope ewo morning show no so ochina nyame ya dom so aye besi nkonya ochina mame abna fabia ene beji akunya kese no atremu na odi nkomo twetwe abro yeda wase se wo jembre meda production team ni nyina se omoboa ema dwumadie ni nyina ekoso me producer eye isuta no meda wase se otutu bibia ma ene ekoso answer na me sorry so no maminchia mia minua penny Albert Ahito hwekwan say NDC fo e wodome kwabinya ebeto ne so aba as national Albert sorry as constituency organizer upcoming NDC constituency executive elections na me shane den say Yakopon enka no ho na omboa no embra o ye na adwen say o kwakope say dibie ye bompa say Yakopo be ka no ho na wetumi ewini ne ne contest yi message do me kwa benya this for say mo to abana Montoma Albert Ahito with the endorsement amede mano nyakopon kan ho na on showing ene akoye Thursday a insuo to pacho insuo to tie me insuo to pa nti show hu ye anope to say make say president yesi ni fie insuo yire no pacho nti say insuo yi president fie a na wa wote grife down so man wa wote adabraka pacho show hu so ye na udim say bia wote nsuo ya toto ye be hawa bomodia say ubetu if you nyankopon enka ho nyame adoma ochena active morning continues stay active and see beyond makramo